MS4 Sunday edition. I am just out of the shower. I'm kind of lollygagging a bit today. I woke up at my normal time for the most part because my body was just like, I gotta go to work. But I've just been doing loungy sort of things and enjoying the morning. I'm batching it because my partner is on the East Coast, and so I'm just doing my own thing. Like, I'm feeling very much in the mood for springy things. It's sunny out today. It's been raining off and on, like rainy sunny in LA. And so today is beautiful sunshine. I'm trying to think of things to do with myself. I have lots of house projects, of course, makeup projects as well. And then there's also a world of fresh bagels out there and films that I could take myself to see. I'm wanting to see John Wick 4 and the Dungeons and Dragons movie, so I may be doing that. But first we're gonna get ready with me. I already have sunscreen on, and then we're gonna apply some other things to my face and just chat. It's a strange world out there, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Well, you probably know all about it, but you know, I'm just gonna give my take on things. So anyway, if I miss talking about anything, I'll put it in the description box as far as stuff that I'm putting on. I'm gonna start out with my one size. Since I just have sunscreen on, I'm gonna put a little bit of the powder foundation. This is in light 4 gold. I have 2 shades of this. I have one that's a 2 neutral, more for the winter time or just keeping it light. So springtime. You can tell from the color of my nails and what I'm wearing today that I'm all about wanting some spring. But the other thing too, like, okay, so this is gonna fit into the WSH, or the weird shit happens category. But I feel like just as of late, there's, you know, if like Los Angeles sometimes feels like there's a big blanket of depression going on, or something, you know, that is kind of like a little rain cloud hanging over everything. And then some days it's all, you know, like people being worried about, you know, getting their house broken into, or their, you know, car being hit, or whatever it is that people are worried about, but you can feel it in the air. And sometimes if you have that worry yourself, you don't notice it, that it's not just you, because you've got that piece of it yourself. And so you're like, oh yeah, of course I'm worried about my house getting broken into, you know, of course I am, but it's just, you know, intense today. But if you don't have that, then you're like, why am I worried about my house getting broken into? I don't own a house. I'm in an apartment. You know, what is that about? So I think that it's one of those things that just recently there's been a big, heavy, I'm gonna just call it, like, it feels like a spell going on. I got the Colourpop, these guys. I'm gonna do my bronzer and my highlighter with this. This is Coconut Beach is the color I'm gonna use for my bronzer. But here just recently, there's been this big cloud of like, well, you might as well just walk into the ocean. Like, you might as well just, you know, end it all because you're so pathetic, whatever. And if you don't have that to begin with, you know, it's like, oh my God, where is this coming from? You know, and I don't, you know, like, I get depression, I get whatever, but that whole, like, you might as well just walk into the ocean is a really kind of a hopeless sort of thing. So like, I recognize it's like, oh, that's not me. That's, other stuff going on. So, you know, but I feel it. So I've been like on the phone with a whole bunch of people that are feeling it, like feeling it pretty hard. And so like I've been really trying to hold down the fort of the bright and shiny. So this is also a response to that I'm fighting back with, you know, colorful makeup and clothing. And I got a new lipstick that I've just been wanting to wear and play with and have it be a thing. Okay, so it's just a light, kind of a bronzy sort of a thing. I got different blushes with that and 2 highlighters. I'm gonna use the highlighter Minted. The other one is just a very, very light, dry, it's easy living. And this one is pretty hard pressed and very light. And so I don't know that I'm gonna reach for that very often. But the one that I want to use today is the Yeah, it's minted, because it's a very blingy highlighter. But the blush I got as an individual single. Let me find that. Okay, the blush I want to use is Shortbread, and this is, I made a Colourpop order from the site and one from Target. Got some different things. I got the Super Bloom palette. These packaging, they're a lot easier to open than the other plastic, larger other ones that Colourpop has. I miss the packaging because I love the artistic packaging that some of the cardboard packaging that Colourpop does. But these still, they open really nice, and the Shortbread is just a really pretty color. So we're using that. But anyway, so been on the phone a lot, kind of fighting against that you should just walk into the ocean sort of thing. And I don't, you know, I'm not gonna guess about where that comes from, but I know it affects people, so just gonna say it. But anyway, so that's what we've been doing. And just trying to maintain my own equilibrium. I've been trying to do, make a list of all the things that I need to handle that I haven't been handling, so that I can go into this next week with like, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z. So I'm not just avoiding things that I need to do. I am going grocery shopping today. I watched an Ina Garten recipe on YouTube here that was, it's a lemon capellini. So it's a pasta with just a whole bunch of butter and a whole bunch of lemon zest. So I'm gonna try making that and some, I think I'm gonna do some pork chops and like a lemon butter also. So it kind of, if you don't like lemon or butter, you would hate this. Okay, doing the highlighter. Put a little bit on my top of my eye there, going up, so we have a little by the brow bone. Okay, cause see, that's pretty blingy, the minted. Sounded like I said demented. No, the minted. So got the Super Bloom, and I was liking the greens out of it, but I was thinking about it, and what really I was missing from the green palette from Colourpop. It's got solid mattes. It's got solid, let me open it up so you can see it more clearly. It's got solid mattes. It's got solid sort of shimmers. There's one kind of a lighter topper sort of a thing. But I have a lot of greens, and I'm not sure that I don't have these colors. And it's funny because it's called Super Bloom, but I think of Super Bloom in LA here being like the poppies and things like that. Like we have Super Bloom of flowers, and I use like reds and yellows, but reds especially. And then we have Super Bloom of algae in the water sometimes, but also that goes from like a blue, I don't know. But anyway, I did not think of that color scheme when I was thinking of Super Bloom. So anyway, I'm gonna use my Strawberry Shortcake palette from Glamlite, because we have both these reddish sort of tones and the greenish sort of tones. So this is gonna be interesting because I wanna do a red-green. I'm having a kind of a reddish lipstick today. So I'm gonna start out, I'm just gonna get there. This is like a neon pinky red. We're gonna start with that. We're gonna do the crease color. Wish me luck. See that pigment? That pigment is just like kapow. Kapow. I'm not even dipping my brush back in. Like that was a light dip. On a fluffy brush. This is a Sigma brush from the holiday. I don't know if it probably has a number. It's from the holiday this year, the holiday set. Okay, so I'm gonna get a brush that's a little more, it's not stiff, but it's more of just laying down the color. And we're gonna do this green right here in the middle. doing that on the lid. And I'm doing the green farther down. I'm trying to get away from that whole feeling of like you're ill, sort of with the red shades, but I wanted to have something. The only thing that this palette really is missing is like a dark brownish sort of a color, or a deep green, like this is the deepest you're going. But I could fish into, and I might, the Super Bloom palette for that dark green on the end. So let me go back and make sure I'm getting this color read. And I could go in with the finger, like you can see that's, okay, so that's giving me a more firm read of that green on the eyelid. Giving it the finger. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with one of the shimmers. Let's see. I think I'm going to go in with this one, not flipping you off. And I'm doing that towards the forward part of my eye right now, on the bottom, and then kind of working into the crease with it. Okay, and then these sparkles, I think what I want to do is this one. See, it's very, I just tried to wipe it off, and it's very firmly affixed to my finger. This is more of a, I'll show you on, it's a little bit more of a semi-sheer toppery sort of a color. So I'm going to go in with that and go into the inner corner and then up more into the crease part of it. Oh, I did get my hair cut yesterday also. It's the second time I've had my hair cut from this particular woman, and it's just funny because like her haircuts turn out okay, pretty good, you know, but like I don't really have a lot of fun. And I know like it should be the haircut, like the haircut should be, you know, the thing, but like I kind of like to have the experience. Now I'm gonna notice I have some dark circles under my eyes here, and I think the green is not helping that. So we may go get a little bit of concealer here in a minute. Okay. So then what I want to do is do a little bit of, get another brush here. That's my eyeliner. Okay, we're back in this one. I want to do this green, and then I think I'm going to go into the other palette for the other one. Well, actually that's doing pretty good as far as deepening it up. And I may be getting just a little bit muddy in my colors, so we may have to do some zhuzhing. Well, we're going to have to do some zhuzhing. That's the whole, you just gotta, it's not just that you trust the process, it's the idea that if I go too far, like to the point of no return, I can come back, assess, and fix. Or I can just chuck it all and go wipe down the eye look and go, never happened. That's the beauty of makeup. So let me go ahead and fluffy this just a little bit, because I think this is actually gonna work probably. That's my pencil brush. Okay. So going back in with this over the top. Okay, so then let's come in. This is the Laura Geller Kajal in Gilded Bronze Kohl. So we're going to use that to kind of line to bring it in with the more of a brown tone. So we've got the reddish and the pinkish and the greenish, and then we're going in with the bronzish just to give us a base. It's so funny, like I found myself really pursing my lips, and I'm getting some lip lines showing up when my skin gets dehydrated. And it was just reminding me this morning, there's this movie called One Crazy Summer, and it's a young Demi Moore and John Cusack, little Bobcat Goldthwait in there. But there's this one part in it, there's these two kind of bratty little girls who are teasing this kid's dog, and the dog has one of the cone of shame on. And the girls are mocking him, going, dog from space, and making their nose go up. And somebody goes by and goes, don't do that, you know, somebody will come back and whack you along the back and your face will stick like that forever. And then of course the girls are doing it again, and the other little kid, whose dog that is, comes up behind him and smacks him on the back, and then sure enough they turn back and their faces are stuck in the position where they're making fun of the dog, and they scream and run off. So that's what I was thinking about, is like, but you know, whatever your muscle positions are, you know, they always say, well, it takes less muscle work to smile, it takes a lot of muscle work to frown. And I'm gonna say it also probably takes a lot of muscle work to like purse one's lips, and you know, either like I'm making the ducky face, or I'm pursing my lips in terrible judgment of everyone. Like, so anyway, but I'm finding that I'm lining up there, you know, having lines show up when I'm dehydrated. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to make sure that I'm not having a resting bitch face, that I'm like, so I don't, you know, so my face doesn't stick that way. All right, so we got liner on. I'm gonna go get some concealer, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I combed my hair a little bit more as it's drying. I grabbed 2 different products for concealer, and then I grabbed one of my Vintage Cosmetics company, and just did off a little bit of the green fallout that had gotten under my eyes. Usually the Glamlite doesn't have too bad of a falling out. As far as that goes, like especially if you're using a brush and you're, you know, not overloading it and just you're pressing it in, like usually it's not bad at all. So I like it. So the one thing, I am opening a new mascara today. I get the Better Than Sex in one of the multi-pack items over the holidays when they're cheap, and you get like 6 of them, and then you just keep them just to break out whenever you need them. So that's one of the makeup items that I do backstock. Speaking of sales, are you guys at all interested in what I'm picking up for the Sephora sale? It's one of those things that I'm doing a lot of just refilling things, replenishment. But if you're interested, I think I'm picking up maybe 1 or 2 new things, but I think that's it. So I pulled out for, just let us know, let me know if you're interested in that at all. I know a lot of people are doing Sephora recommendations. I don't like to recommend that you get anything, because you are gonna know what you want, need, is in your budget, yada yada. But I can tell you what I'm getting. So anyway, this is the Rare Beauty. It's basically supposed to be brightening, and then I have the one size concealer. So I feel like today is a concealer day. So yeah, Yeah, I feel like today's a concealer day. The only thing is, this is one of the few concealers that I even mess with, because usually I do not have a good time with concealing products. This one is light and thin enough that it's more like a complexion, more like it's a skincare product than actual makeup complexion, but it does do some brightening. This is definitely a concealer, but it's moisturizing, but it just takes so little. So I'm not even gonna apply it with this. I'm gonna dab it on my finger, and I did wash my fingers while I was retrieving this. So like that is even too much for that. So I'm gonna dab it back in. Okay, so I tapped it on my Vintage Cosmetics company. And I'm gonna start just tapping it here, and it's very, okay, maybe I need a little bit more. It's very light compared to the rest of my makeup. So we're gonna need to be working with that. But I definitely needed some dark circle help. Trying to be very gentle with my under eye skin. Okay. So it's definitely not completely working with the color of my face, the rest of the color that I've got. So we're definitely going to have to work on that. Okay. But it's a lot of coverage. But it's a little easier to see the definitive line of my product. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit actually of the Rare Beauty for the rest of it and see if we can't kind of meld it out a little bit with the rest of what's going on in my face. And usually I would put this on first, but we're just kind of having it function more like a continuation of highlighter into the concealer. Now, if I go to a darkened movie theater, I'm not really enjoying the benefits of the spring feeling with the sunshine, but, you know, probably nobody is going to be able to see my makeup at that point. Okay. So we're gonna go back in with the highlighter and then some of the powder bronzer to kind of just connect this up. I'm not going to go too much with the powder. I'm going to do it more blending it out and then into it, just because I don't want to get the dry but it does have a different light reflection than the other parts of my makeup, so I need to kind of okay, so that's a little bit more of the powder foundation. Do a little bit more of the bronzery element. I'm gonna continue to use rather than do the angled brush, I'm gonna dip into this with my powdery brush. Just go along the outsides. Okay, so now let's apply some mascara and then, excuse me, go on to the new lip shade that I have, which I'm very excited about. Let me grab coffee first. I feel like this video is all over the place, so I apologize if it's all frenetic and strange. Oh, new mascara. Oh. Okay, so there's that. Let me put my spectacles back on and we'll do some lip. So exciting. Okay, so I made a Lisa Eldridge lip order. Got a couple of different, well, I got 3 shades in this order. One was the Velvet Carnival, which I really loved. Very bright, very pinkish, great for spring, and I was surprised how good such a bright shade looked on me. The other one was the Sunday Matinee, and it's just really, it didn't read the way I was hoping it would, because it's very like a beige. And I tried it with the Sorcery lip liner to see, and it still wasn't really what I liked, so that may not be staying in the collection. But this lovely color is one of the more balmy, shimmery sort of, and it's Atomic Cherry. And let's see, does it say? Let's just apply it and then we'll look. Anyway, so this is something that I don't necessarily need to use a lip liner for. It's something that I would just throw in my purse and go. Very balmy, very slippy, but fun color. I apparently have been interested in this sort of a color for summer because I got a multi lip and cheek from Summer Fridays, and a Pat McGrath in this kind of a shade too. So I'm just kind of working with that kind of tangerine sort of shade. They call this Atomic Cherry, so it's kind of on the red side, but I feel like it's kind of an orangey red, but really nice. I feel like with Lisa Eldridge, I am going to be rewarded for trying to have more bold color choices, as opposed to some of the more muted color choices. This is the kind of thing though, like if you got it in the kind of the more lighter peachy shades, or the light pink tones, you could just wear this and go. Like, it's a really no fuss formula. Now, do you want to be spending that price tag for a no fuss formula? I don't know, but the packaging is lovely. It's magnetic. It's got the brushed gold and then the shiny gold. And her lipstick formulas are lovely. I think that's actually my favorite so far. I did get a sample of the foundation for my order, so I will be trying that out. But really the lip formulas are the things that are the standout stars of the show from the Lisa Eldridge collection. So I'm gonna take off my spectacles and get a little closer. Don't panic. So I'm still pretty light under the eye. I think when I have my glasses on, that perhaps it's not as noticeable. I think were I going to do this look again, I would put that on, I would do my face after my eyes, just because every once in a while accidents happen. You know, like if you're applying something, there's not a lot of fallout to the formula, but I think I would probably, to keep that from happening. But also, if I did have some darkness under my eyes that I kind of wanted to camouflage. So anyway, so this is my look, my new haircut. Kind Kind of looks like my old haircut, only shorter. But anyway, so I'm ready for that spring day. I'm ready for it to happen. I'm trying to, you know, brush away all the icky thoughts of you might as well throw yourself into the ocean, because that's not me. And just enjoy the lovely sunshine, maybe take in a movie and make some lovely dinner tonight, with the Ina Garten pasta, like the lemon capellini, and I'm really looking forward to that. So anyway, hope you're doing well, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.